This simple ladder is made with Bushcraft Technology. It is basically a rope ladder using no nails or screws. For making this ladder, I use this Nylon Paracord. It is of military grade, strong, durable, and ties easily and securely. Length 50 feet and thickness 3.9 mm. Even with this thickness, it has a maximum load strength of 249 kg. This is important for making this ladder. Next on the list for this project is the two long poles for the sides of the ladder. These poles have to be strong and be able to take the weight of the person using the ladder. I managed to get these two long rectangular poles, which are actually construction poles. I bought these from my local hardware shop. These poles are used to build structures for workers to stand on at construction sites. My two poles here are each 8 feet in length. They come with these standard length and width. And finally, to make the horizontal rungs of the ladder, I chopped down one of my red palm trees and used the trunk. I used a saw to cut. Each piece was 2 feet in length. My total cordage is 50 feet. I probably will be using only half of that. As not to waste any cordage by cutting pieces out of it, I am going to use the cordage without cutting to make my ladder. In that way, if another project requires 50 feet of cordage, I can still reuse my cordage. Now, to start building the ladder, first we had to find the halfway point of this cordage. Now, this is the halfway point of my cordage. I have made a little knot right there at its halfway point to mark it. I have laid the knot in the middle between the two poles. What I am going to do now is to tie a clove hitch on this end of the ladder. This is for the top end of the ladder. To tie the clove hitch, first make two right-hand loops. Pinch and twist the second loop going behind the first loop. Holding together the two loops, bring over and fasten on the right pole. Then pull both the ends in opposite directions. Now that's the clove hitch done. Repeat and do the same on the left-hand side of the pole. After the clove hitch is tied on both top ends of the ladder, run the tails down all the way to the bottom on both poles. Now, what I want to do is hang the excess cordage on both sides. This is to make it easier for me to work when doing the half hitches without running into tangles. To hang the cordage, I take about 1 feet from the bottom. Pass it up between my finger, just like so. Then I do a figure of 8 around my pinky and thumb, just like this. And when my tail is around 2 feet left, I remove my hank. Then wrap the remaining cord just like so, pulling it somewhat tight. And finally, at the end, I'm going to secure it off with a clove hitch. Just like that. So, from this working end, I can now pull out as much cordage as I need. The hank will not loosen and there will be no tangle. Now, I will do the same and make a hank on the other end of the ladder. With the remaining 2 feet of the tail end, I will now wrap the hang starting from the working end of the cord. A slightly different method is used to make a clove hitch on the tail end of the cord. It will be easier to use the thumb as leverage. Go around, go across the first wrap, then come around, then pull the tail end underneath the cross. Now the hang is very secure. Once the hangs are done, I will now go ahead and do the half hitches for the rungs of the ladder. Here I have my right pole and left pole. I am going to measure 1 foot down from the clove hitch. My first half hitch is going to go right here. Giving some slack, I first take my cordage and wrap to the right. Go underneath and pull the excess. Make sure the cord is running at the center. Now, since the first half hitch is done, I am going to do this all the way to the right side pole of the ladder. Always make sure to leave some slack before doing the next half hitch. With the right side complete, I can now work on the left side pole of the ladder. I am going to do exactly the same, but instead of wrapping to the right, I am going to wrap it towards the left. Now, the half hitches are all completed. Now, the next thing to do is to end it with a clove hitch on both ends. The clove hitch at the end is to secure the cord to the poles. Now, with that done, we move on to the next step. The poles are laid first on the tree with the center cord as support. I made sure both poles are on level ground and stable. The next step is to fix all the rungs of the ladder. I fixed the first 2 lower rungs of the ladder and tested the ladder's stability. Continue to fix the remaining rungs of the ladder. That's my ladder all laid out. Finally, testing my ladder. Testing again the second time. What I love most about this bushcraft ladder is that it can be easily dismantled and stored away neatly in a matter of minutes. Now, for the safety measures you might like to consider. Always use wood that can support your body weight. Use cordage that has a maximum load strength of at least 2 times the body weight. For the final question, how far apart the poles should be? My answer to that will be, look at the diameter of the tree. Larger the diameter of the tree, the poles should be further apart. Also, make sure there is more material between the two clove hitches, right at the top of the poles. That's all, my friends. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed making this ladder with me virtually. You have been empowered to make this a reality for yourself. Please do write your comments in the comment section below. What is your take on this bushcraft ladder?